Baby, my name is Ross Mandel. I'm coming to you live from 5-Star Entertainment. We're at Mammoth Studios in Boca Raton, Florida. I'm coming to you uncut, unfiltered. I'm unedited. I'm uncensored. And I'm still, I'm under arrest. It's so good to be here today. It's been a full week or so since we've touched base. And there is a lot going on. Just so you all know, March the 14th is my trial date. It has been scheduled. I just want to say this has been the Under Arrest series. Well, we know where that's going to head now. And we'll see what's going to come out of it. It is so good to see everybody today. And how great is that Facebook? I just want to tell you, last night, a guy flew in from New York. And he took me out for dinner at New York Prime, which is the steakhouse in South Florida. And we just had the best time. This is a fellow that I sort of know from the brokerage industry and from hanging out in New York and going on vacations. And we hooked up on Facebook, not having had contact in 15 years. And here we are hanging out, laughing, having a 3-hour dinner, just having a great time. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you, Facebook. I got more for you. How about, hey, Joette, how are you? A little shout out, friends from Facebook. Come down to Florida, give us a call and say, hey, should we stop by? We'd love to meet. We'd love to say hello. We said, come on over. Come on down. Come say hey. So tomorrow we're all hooking up. I mean, is this guy a genius or what? Is this guy a genius or what? 500 million users. $50 billion valuation. I'll tell you, to me, this is a life-changing thing. Now, we're going to talk about something a little serious. A little shout-out, first of all. Some of my friends, my 12-step friends, boy, have I taken a lot of heat for that. It's an anonymous program, and that's all right. It's anonymous. Nobody's talking anybody's names. But there's no reason why the magic of the 12 steps should remain, in church basements, in quiet storefronts. This will help you. And people are coming to me like crazy. We've already been posted on websites, on the internet. We've had almost a viral response. It's been that crazy. You do not need to have a drinking problem per se, or an eating problem, or a drug problem to get the benefit of taking these 12 steps. I'll tell you something very interesting. I don't know how many of you believe in God. Big subject. Truly believe in God, or as we say, a higher power. God as we understand him, something greater than us in the universe. Now I'll say, many of you do. There's a lot of people that say they believe in God, and that's a terrific thing. There's also a lot of people that believe in the Holy Scriptures. I'm talking the Bible. We're talking, the Old Testament. We're talking the New Testament. Then we're talking about a bunch of different books like the Quran, so forth and so on. There's an awful lot of organized religion. However, there's really two versions of the Bible, as we call it. And there's been an enormous amount of interest lately. On Facebook, it was brought to my attention. After doing a little research, I was like, whoa, this is something that I want to share with all of you. I'm telling you, the magic of the 12 steps essentially is a way to take a godless person, a godless creature, somebody essentially that doesn't believe, or if he believes, has some sort of belief, maybe grew up around it, to distill it so God can actually come into his life. So man meets God, and he can get the benefit of a relationship with that higher power, a benefit with God. Remove the fear, replace it with faith. Remove the doubt, replace it with grace, to bring strength where there's weakness. I'm going to say, the 12 steps, not unlike the Bible and other organized religion, is about man meeting his maker, his creator, what we call God. And God, of course, goes by many different names in organized society. Now, there are people that believe in the scripture, believe in the Bible. And to them, God delivered that Bible. It's written in Hebrew and Greek and Aramaic. And many believe and many say that God wrote those books. That's God's hand. Now, many of you are familiar generally with some of the stories, and I don't want to be too specific because I have studied all the different Bibles and organized religions, and I've done that on my own time, not in some school. So when I did it, I really cared. And when you really care, you tend to absorb more. It's like the mind opens up. It's like a parachute. It works best when it's open. Came to my attention recently on Facebook that beware, judgment days are coming. Well, I thought they were talking to me. I'm going on trial. However, they're talking about the end of the world as we know it. I mean, people, that's big stuff. Man, oh man, is that big stuff. The end of the world, Judgment Day. God is coming to earth. Bodies will be laid astrew. On one end of the earth to the other will be covered in dead bodies. This is right out of the scripture, right out of the Bible. Now, there's a website, www.familyradio.com, and there's another website, www.ebiblefellowship.com, and a dozen others. And people believe, if you remember the story of Noah's Ark, we talk about creation, Genesis, Adam and Eve. What most people might not remember, but they know the story, the lovely story of Noah's Ark. God comes to a guy, a man, thought he was the only decent, honest man. Him and his sons built this big, giant ark. They made movies about it. And scientists have been searching for this ark all over the world. And there have been ark sightings, and there's a belief that there was an ark, and they know where it is. Make a long story short, God told Noah to build the ark by a certain day, out of a certain wood, a certain length, a certain width, and it's specified like almost like an engineering plan in the Old Testament. Now, according to these people that have done interpretive readings on this stuff, and according for Judgment Day, May 21st of 2011, baby, strap yourself in because it's coming. It's coming really soon. This is Judgment Day, essentially 7,000 years to the day that God destroyed the world the first time. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Some say a day to God is 1,000 years. That's a lot of rain, baby. It would explain sort of the Ice Age and a lot of stuff. Make a long story short, they've done some extrapolating, and they look at the Old Testament, they look at the New Testament, they look at places like Timothy and Genesis, and it says clearly in one of the Bibles that God will destroy the earth, but with water. He's done that already, and that the next time he will destroy the earth by fire, because when there is no man that lives without sin. Wow, that's pretty crazy stuff when you sort of get the feeling today as you go through the world, the pain people are in. Many people, the loneliness, the struggles. It's like never before have I seen it, and certainly I'm experiencing it firsthand. And I'm doing it with you, with sharing my stuff. So you know what I'm going through. But I just want to say that these people are very serious. And they've calculated, and they can explain, and they've extrapolated why God's coming. And he's coming soon. Now, there are certain people that will be called and that will be chosen, and so forth. The question is, what do you guys think? Is Judgment Day coming? I mean, is the earth, has the population, has man, has woman, does God look down from the sky now and say, What the fuck? What the hell is going on down there? The lying, the cheating, the stealing, the corruption, the sinning. You know, what's the deal? Last night, I was changing channels late, and I saw Joel Osteen. He's the sort of the religious motivation coach. He's fantastic with his lovely wife. And he was being interviewed by Piers Morgan, which is just replaced Larry King. So we're sharing all this information with you live. And he wanted to talk about homosexuality. Is it a sin, Joel? Piers Morgan asked him, putting him on the spot. When he was a young guy, Joel Osteen, inexperienced, he attacked this subject. In the Bible, homosexuality is a sin. But last night he was cagey. He's clearly been experienced. He's brushed up on his relations with the media, and he dances around it. The scripture says it's a sin, but they talk about pridefulness is a sin. Who doesn't suffer from having too much pride? It's a good answer, right? Well, you know, listening to the questions, reading a little bit from this familyradio.com and the ebiblefellowship.com, why, in fact, May 21st of 2011 is Judgment Day. Why 2012, both the Mayan calendar and the ancient Hebrew calendar, end at 2012. They say the end is coming this year. Baby, it's a big subject. It's bigger than my feeble mind, you know, can comprehend. But with this kind of guy, I'm going to share this with you. If it hasn't been brought to your attention, I think it's worthy to chat about. You know, is it true that the sun and the earth have made a complete orbit around the entire solar system by sometime in 2011, signifying the end of the calendars, signifying maybe God's going to come down to earth and say, hey, what the heck is going on here? In the meantime, if you want to meet that God, if you want to meet that maker and that creator, and you want to get the benefits of life here on earth, from my God, from your higher power, look at the 12 steps. Look at the 12 steps and consider taking them. My name is Ross Mandel. It's SSL. I have a website, www.rossmandel.com. I'm on Facebook, as you know, and that's Ross Mandel, SSL. My personal email is rossmandel.com. It's ross@rossmandel.com. I want to hear from you. Is Judgment Day a-coming? What do you guys think? Please, 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 I want to see some comments. I want to see some feelings. I want to see some responses about the 12 steps, about Judgment Day, May 21st, 2011. What do you think?